I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything is
a doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
And out front now, Sam Holvey. She's a former Miss USA contestant. She says Donald Trump personally inspected each woman prior to the 2006 contest. So tell me exactly what happened. What did he do?
So we were at Trump Towers doing the media tour in New York City, and so he lined all 51 of us up, and I thought it was going to be, hi, how are you, nice to meet you, that type of kind of meet and greet thing. It was not. It was him going down and one by one looking us over like we were pieces of meat, and he was trying to decide which piece of meat he wanted. And I was hoping that would be the end, that I wouldn't have to deal with him anymore. And so then on finals night, when I'm sitting in hair and makeup, getting ready in just my robe, and he comes walking backstage, and I'm so startled, like, what are you doing back here? We're a bunch of women getting ready for a beauty pageant that we've been working towards, Miss
Right,
USA.
you're wearing a robe with nothing under it.
Exactly. Like, why are you back here? And then I saw him walk into the dressing room, just like he has bragged about on Howard Stern, and the audio is out there for anybody and everybody to hear. He brags about this. It's not that I'm accusing him. I'm simply verifying what he himself has said.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened. Never.
So let me just play that for those of you who have not heard him admit it himself.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
It's just so disgusting that he brags about it, and people are coming at me saying, you're lying, you're lying. He's bragged about it.
I mean, yeah, there's no question, right?
No.
He bragged about it.
Creepy statements, actions for sure, but statements that he's made in the past that make me very uncomfortable, certainly as a mother, but as a person who breathes air.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Really creepy statements.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what? You are sick.
Yeah. It makes me very uncomfortable that he would look at certain other Americans the way he apparently has in the past.
What does Tiffany have of Marla's?
She's got Marla's legs.
Creepy.
We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
He's definitely not a typical father.
Creepy.
What do you think of Lindsay Lohan, Howard?
I think she's hot.
There's something there, right?
Yes.
But you have to like freckles. I've seen a close-up of her chest
Yes.
and a lot of freckles. Are you into freckles? She's probably deeply troubled and therefore great in bed.
Back in the day.
How come the deeply troubled women,
Yes.
deeply troubled,
Right.
they're always the best in bed? You don't want to be with them for the long term, but for the short term, there's nothing like
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah,
Would you declassify JFK files?
yeah.
Would
I
you,
did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others.
What an odd thing to say.
I didn't know you were going to be talking about this.
We've been telling you about the Jane Doe who filed 3 federal complaints about Donald Trump, against Donald Trump, for alleged child rape in connection with a party that she attended involving not only Donald Trump, but also Jeffrey Epstein. And this allegedly happened back in 1994. The alleged victim was 13 years old at the time. And we have not learned that much about the victim until now. We now know that the accuser is Katie Johnson. The most recent federal filing includes 3 affidavits, one from Katie Johnson herself, previously known to us as Jane Doe, plus 2 more, an eyewitness named Tiffany Doe and also a Joan Doe, a classmate of Johnson's back from 1994. Now, Johnson's story has been the same this entire time throughout all of these court proceedings. She recalled being approached by Tiffany, who allegedly worked for Jeffrey Epstein at the time. Tiffany invited Katie Johnson, who was then an aspiring model, to an event in Epstein's home to get to know people and maybe get a modeling job. And throughout the summer of 1994, the lawsuit alleges that Johnson endured, quote, savage sexual attacks by both Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. I have video testimony I'm going to play for you. I want to warn you, it is disturbing. You will notice that Johnson's voice has been altered and her face has been blurred. Notwithstanding that, this is disturbing. I am again giving you the opportunity to skip past this or to come back in about a minute and a half. Let's listen to Ms. Johnson here.
Second time that I saw Mr. Trump was same scenario. He was onlooking at an orgy, and Tiffany came over to me and said that Donald Trump had requested that I perform oral sex on him. He came in and I was basically tied to a bed with pantyhose. And he tied me, and they were so tight it hurt to even lay there. And I tried to say something. It was like, and he just, shut up, shut up, bitch. This is. It was basically like he was being really, really rough, and I started to get scared, and he was, basically ripping my clothes off, and I was actually I got freaked out. I just turned into this animal. It was like a completely different person. I couldn't do anything about it, and. He ripped off all my clothes, and he started to basically have sex with me, and I was screaming because I'd never had sex before. It was my first time.
Yeah. Appalling and dreadful. Now, of course, Donald Trump has denied Johnson's claims since April. Trump representatives have said that he and Epstein barely even knew each other, but the Daily Beast reports that they were actually regularly seen together during the 1990s. And as I told you last week or the week before, a federal judge in New York has ordered a hearing in December about this case. This story, Pat, sort of proves that the media is out to get Trump theory is total BS, because if corporate media wanted to take down Trump, they would be covering this story, and they would have been covering this story for months. Instead, they talk about the sexual assault allegations. This is very disturbing video that is now out there, and it's not getting corporate media coverage. Clearly, media doesn't have it that much out for Trump, because they'd be talking about this if they did.
Every woman has experienced that situation at some level. They've experienced the inappropriate comments, people touching you. They've experienced that.
For the president, horseface is just the latest insult aimed at the looks of women he doesn't like. Take his 2016 opponent, Carly Fiorina. Look at that face, then candidate Trump commented. Would anyone vote for that?
I have an incredible support network around me to kind of keep me away from people that do send me very mean messages and threats and everything. But some of the other women aren't that lucky. So I want to make sure that they feel the support from all of us.
There was this about Jessica Leeds, who accused him of sexual assault.
Yeah, I'm going to go after. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you.
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But you're okay with some tough questions?
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough questions?
I want him to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions. So.
I didn't want to have this kind of angry.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said
were
I'm going to ask you
inappropriately
tough
brought up.
questions.
They were inappropriately brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions.
Why?
You don't ask Joe Biden. I saw your interview with Joe, 60 Minutes. I see Joe Biden giving softball after softball. I've seen all of his interviews. He's never been asked a question that's hard.
Okay, but forget him for a minute.
No, but you
You're
start with
president,
me.
You're president. And
Excuse me, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
Are you?
That's no way to talk. It's no way to talk. I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
Wake of questions and allegations about Donald Trump's behavior towards women, ET discovered this footage in our archive, which we provided to CBS News.
Soon. Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
No. Should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
Look, I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on. It's very hard.
But you're
are you
forbidding
going to
it.
say, well, wait, are you going to say put them in jail? Is that
Well,
the
no, what
punishment
I'm
that
asking
you're talking
you,
about?
because you say you want to ban it. What's that mean?
I am pro-life, yes.
What is ban? How do you ban abortion? How do you actually do it?
Well, you know, you'll go back to a position like they had, where people will perhaps go to illegal places.
Yeah.
But you have to ban it.
Do you believe
do
you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the...
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah. She's accusing me of rape. A woman that I have no idea who she is. It came out of the blue. She's accusing me of rape, of raping her. The worst thing you can do, the worst charge, and you know it's not true too. You're a political operative also. You're a disgrace. But she's accusing me, and so are you, of rape, and it never took place. And I will tell you, I made that statement, and I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type, and that's 100% true. She's not my type.
The latest polling shows more than half of all women strongly disapprove of the president.
Women who previously voted Republican just aren't going to do it this midterm cycle, and they might not do it ever again in their lifetime.
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't
what?
know. That I don't know. That
Why
I don't
not?
know. I don't know.
You take
because
positions
I don't
and everything
know.
else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated
You're so
position.
fucking stupid.
You're running for president.
Been a
I'm
while
not.
since
I'm
my
asking
head
you,
was
what
this
should a woman
polluted.
face? You said you're pro-life.
Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a box backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo, mold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste, cause I drink up that look on your face. So yeah, I'm a gangster, run little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. Ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a box backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn
Directly to
ya.
Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.